Welcome to Literacy Home Learning. This is a literacy unit appropriate for children learning from home during this extended school closure. It is designed to provide learning opportunities for primary age children and will develop their ability within the national curriculum. This is lesson number 14 in the series. Please listen along, pause the video when necessary, and be sure to listen for the tasks that are appropriate for your age and ability. To be prepared for today's lesson, make sure you have something to write with and your home learning book. Follow along with the video and be sure to pause when you have been given a task to complete. You will know when to pause when you see the symbol in the bottom corner of the screen. Today's learning objective is to be able to write the next part of a story. Remember, by the end of this unit, we would like you to have planned, written and created your own version of the book, Leon and the Place Between. Your book will be an alternate version of the story with your own drawings. Time for a quick task. With your home teacher, discuss what could happen to Leon in the place between. Remember to make notes in your home learning book. Key Stage 1. Here's a quick task for you. Recap the descriptive words you came up with last lesson. Can you add more to your list? Time for your next quick task, Key Stage 1. Can you use these descriptive adjectives to create some expanded noun phrases about your animal that you could use later in your story? Here's one to help. The small furry rabbit. As part of our story, we would like you to be using direct speech correctly. To do this, you will need to use inverted commas. There are two places where inverted commas are needed when writing direct speech. At the beginning and the end of when the character is speaking. Imagine that the inverted commas are like hands. They hold within them only the words which are being spoken. For example, "What's the matter, Diane?" said Sid. As you can see, the hands are holding the words that Sid says. There are two places where other forms of punctuation are needed when writing direct speech. You need to end the speaking with punctuation, either being a comma, a question mark if a question is being asked, or an exclamation mark if it is an exclamation. Then you will need to finish your sentence with a full stop after the reporting clause. Here's an example of other punctuation in direct speech. "How exciting it is," exclaimed Sarah. As you can see, the words that are being spoken by Sarah start and finish with inverted commas. At the end of what Sarah says is an exclamation mark as she has exclaimed this. And finally, with the reporting clause being exclaimed Sarah, there is a full stop at the end of this. The next example is, "I don't know what to do," said Sadie. Again, the words said by Sadie begin and end with inverted commas. The sentence that Sadie says is finished by a comma. And finally, the reporting clause is finished with a full stop. So what is a reporting clause? After the speech itself, a reporting clause gives a little bit of information about who is speaking and how it is said. For example, "What's the matter, Diane?" said Sid. The reporting clause is said Sid. In this case, it identifies that Sid is speaking. If Sid said it in a different way, you could change the word said to asked Sid, whispered Sid, uttered Sid, or shouted Sid. This gives the reader a little bit more information about how the conversation is going. Time for a quick task, Key Stage 2. Using what you have learnt about direct speech, try writing a conversation between Leon and your chosen new character. Key Stage 1. Here's just a reminder of what needs to be in your story. Remember, you're finding an animal in the place between. You need to describe that animal using your expanded noun phrases. And think about, how does Leon get back to the circus tent? Key Stage 1. Here's your main task of the lesson. In your home learning book, write the next part of your story using your comic strip plan to support you. Remember to make changes to the original story to make your own alternate version. Key Stage 2. Here's just a quick reminder of what needs to be in your story. We need to meet a new character, describe the new character, have a conversation with this new character, travel around the place between with them, discover something to take back with you, and get back to the circus tent. Year 3 and 4, here's your main task of the lesson. In your home learning books, write the next part of your story using your comic strip plan to support you. In this section of the story, you must use direct speech. Remember to make changes to the original story to make your own alternate version. Year 5 and 6, here's your main task of the lesson. In your home learning books, write the next part of your story using your comic strip to support you. In this section of the story, you must use some direct speech. Here's a challenge. Can you use passive voice in this section of the story? Remember to make changes to the original story to make your own alternate version. So how do you think you've done? Time to share your work with your home teacher, but don't forget to check for spelling and punctuation mistakes. Well done everyone, that's the end of lesson 14. Be sure to join us in the next lesson to continue writing our story.